So, how much quicker is a tuned 124 Spider Abarth compared to stock? Now, this is a video that a lot of folks have been waiting for, including myself. When I uploaded this tune, I felt the power difference. Just driving it around, I felt it. The butt dyno, I was getting pushed back in the seat more. But now we have some real world results, some data to share to see the actual difference. So I'm excited to share those results. Now, if you have seen my other video comparing lightweight wheels and the difference in effect that it has on acceleration, I'm going to be using some of those same techniques and parameters to kind of calculate the data, which includes the Dragy, which is like a GPS performance meter, and then a GoPro that I use to record the speedometer. And we're going to calculate the difference and try to limit the variables as much as possible. So real quick, if you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Pretty soon we're going to be launching our website at drivendistrict.com. We're going to be hosting a ton of giveaways, just kind of a way to give back to the community, show our appreciation. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys subscribe if you haven't. Of course, only if you're interested in this type of content and you want to see more of it going forward, that would be great. Let's get back to the video. So with any car related video like this, when you're doing comparisons, it's really hard to keep it apples to apples. I'm trying my best to do that, trying to limit as many variables as possible, but it's not the easiest thing to do. So the main thing we're doing here is no shifting, no launching. We're keeping the car in third gear. We're gonna be doing a third gear pull, just like I did in the lightweight video. Basically bottom of third gear to the top, give or take probably around 2,500 RPM, right where the car starts to build up some boost and power, all the way up to about redline, a little below, basically in third gear from 30 miles per hour to 75. We're gonna be doing that pull. Just hit the gas, that's it, like an automatic, can't screw it up, just that's it, and we'll see the results. So let's go over the mods on the car, and then we'll go to the GoPro video clip showing the speedometer, and then we'll dive into the Dragy data.
So we did the first run when the car was completely stock. That's my baseline. It's like the third day I had the car. The only thing, the gas tank was about halfway full, completely stock, that's it. Now, the comparison video here, it's going to be bolt-ons in a tune, specifically running the Eurocompulsion Phase 1 tune, 93 octane with burbles. As far as mods go, it has a full Ragazzon Abarth exhaust system that includes their high flow catted downpipe, their crosspipe, midpipe, and valved Axle-Back. The Abarth exhaust from Ragazzon is a little bit wider piping than your typical regular 124 Spider exhaust. It's actually 70 millimeters or 2.75 inches, so it should help extract some nice power out of this. It's also running a Eurocompulsion V4 Intake, a forged atmospheric blow valve, a forged wastegate actuator, a set of OZ Ultraleggera Wheels, Eibach Springs, and I think that covers it as far as the performance mods. There's a couple little things like a Stubby Antenna, interior bits here and there, but that kind of covers the performance aspects of it. So the first thing we're going to do is go over the speedometer clips. So just like in my other video, I have the speedometer here being recorded. Don't mind the color difference. I was testing on different GoPro settings, so one might look brighter than the other. On the left-hand side, we have completely stock. On the right, we have bolt-ons in a tune with everything I just went over. So the main thing to take into consideration here is like right below 30 miles per hour, I started flooring it third gear and I kept it going until above 75. Therefore 30 to 75 is like that sweet spot that we're going to be calculating. That marker right there is the 30 mile per hour marker. So if we slowly just move this frame by frame up, you're going to notice like right here, it's starting to overlap on top of it. And the next frame right there, it's about halfway covered on both of them. Might even be more on the stock one, but it's pretty close. So this is almost identical. I'm going to press play. We're going to let it go up. We'll kind of pause it in between and we'll see the difference from stock to bolt-ons in a tune and how it's pulling throughout third gear. So right there, we're hitting 40. Already a pretty noticeable difference. Right about 50, again, even bigger of a difference. 60 almost, another large difference. And let's go straight to 75. Let's try and pinpoint it as close as we can. Basically having about 3 on the side here, 3 on the side there. That means we are covering directly in the middle, the 75 marker, and then like one small on each side. So we're at 75 here. And over here, we are at maybe 68 to 69. So that's a 6 to 7 mile per hour difference. Just from bolt-ons in a tune in third gear, give or take about a 6 to 7 mile per hour difference. That's huge, I'm not gonna lie. Just in miles per hour in third gear, that's a huge difference already. Now let's dive into the Dragy data with some hard numbers that it calculated to see the actual numbers in seconds and see how much of a difference we got. So here are the runs. With the GoPro, you can set different key parameters. So this is all one run in third gear, one single run. And I just said in the app, I want to calculate my 35 to 70, my 30 to 70, my 30 to 75. I know they sound pretty similar, but it's like a 5 mile per hour increase between each one being, 35 for here, 40 and 45. Since I only did third gear one run, I wanted to just do as many as I can. So I did these 3 key points. We have the seconds, the slope, temperature, all the information. We also have the density altitude, which I'm going to go over because I'm in the same location. Obviously, when I did this run, everything was the same now and the next one, but we're going to go over that when we head over to the next run. Real quick, I did put this in a little bit of an easier to read spreadsheet. So just to kind of touch base on it, the date that it was recorded, it was 45 degrees outside. Both the Dragy app and the iPhone confirm that. 77% humidity, and we have our time in seconds for the speed increase and your slope. If you don't know, the slope is the increase or decrease in the road surface. As long as you're not above a -1, so the decrease isn't larger than a -1%, you'll be valid. If it's more than that, it's going to be invalid. Then you're just going, the laws of physics are giving you an advantage. You're going downhill. Doesn't count. So let's dive into the same Dragy results tuned with the bolt-ons. So here we are. Same thing, same parameters, same exact road, same everything as far as like the driving. It's the same road that I did this on. Maybe I hit the gas a couple feet before this or that, but it's the same road. The temperature is obviously different, and the DA is -1,000 more. So on the first one, it was -445, and on this one it says -1,480. I did some research online, and people said that as far as like going into negatives, there's really no calculation, but going positive, if someone was like 1,200 feet density altitude like above, then they say to, here, I'm actually gonna pull it up real quick. So I found this online on a forum, and I did find this on a couple other sites too. Basically, your density altitude, if you're at 1,200, you multiply your ET by 0.9874 to lower your ET, which would make your car faster, and you multiply your miles per hour by 1.0129 to increase your miles per hour, making you faster, to kind of be in the same realm of things if you were at a, 0 density altitude. So they have this if you're above. For negative, I heard you really can't do anything, there's no calculation, this and that. Just to kind of throw something into the mix, I'll be taking this 1.0129 and adding it to these results on another spreadsheet that I'll show you, just in case, to take into consideration that 1,000 density altitude down, because this is their first one, which is 1,200, and then it goes up. Obviously, if you're like 5,000 above, it's even more, but with 1,000 difference, it's not that much. It's kind of the lowest. I figured, let me just throw it in there, try and help control the variable a little bit. You guys take it for what it's worth. Use it, don't use it, whatever. So again, those Dragy results in a quick little spreadsheet. The date that I did this test, which was about a month later. The temperature, 28 on the Dragy app, 27 in the iPhone. So it was colder, pretty a good amount, but not a ton. It was within 20 degrees. Humidity was less, again, within 20 degrees. We're at 58 here. Slope, we're good. Time in seconds, here it is. And now let's go over the results. So we have stock on the right and the tuned on the left. The only other variable was we were at like half a tank of gas when we were stock, and I think we were just over half a tank here. Not that much of a difference. A little bit of an edge to stock, but again, it was very, very minor, so not that much of a difference. Check out the results though. 35 to 70, 30 to 70, 30 to 75. All third gear, 35 mile per hour difference, 40 and 45. At its best, between 30 to 75 miles per hour, we were over 1.5 second difference. We already looked at a speedometer and saw about a 6 to 7, I think it was, mile per hour difference. And now as far as timing goes, we are over 1.5 second difference. That is huge. That is a lot. Now, let me just throw in, like I said, I did that comparison with the DA. Let's throw that in real quick. Here that is. So DA variable, if we include that density altitude variable, I multiply these numbers by 1.0129. That's how we got these. Let's just go off of that. Let's just do that. Just to be conservative, hypothetically, let's just say there was that much of a difference. Another way to do it is people say to add 0.01 per 200 feet. So in this example, 1,000 feet, it would be 0.05. And if you noticed, I'm actually above 0.05 that I'm adding on to each one of these. Again, being even more conservative in case this had a huge variable impact on the results. And still at 30 to 75, we are over 1.5 second difference, 1.54. Now, if you're a car person, you know 1.54 seconds is a lot. If you're kind of new to tuning or new in general to this type of stuff, I'll try and break it down in a way that might be a little bit more noticeable to you. So a car that runs a quarter mile in 13.5 seconds, that's pretty quick. 13.5 is not slow by any means. Not super fast, but pretty quick. Now you knock off 1.54 seconds from that, and you just made that 13.5 second car to an 11.96 second car. Now that is fast. It's not like 10-second fast, but you're into the 11s, that's quick. So that's the difference just between 1.5 seconds. So these results are just from bolt-ons in a tune. That's 6 to 7 miles per hour difference, 1.5 second difference. Keep in mind that, just like my other video, I touched base on this a little bit. Bolt-ons in a tune on this car, maybe we're seeing 40 to 50 horsepower. Unlike my old car, a Golf R, or like an Evo with a bigger engine and everything, you might be seeing 80 horsepower, maybe even 90 or 100. Don't forget that this car weighs so little and starts off with so much less power. So that percentage increase from 40 to 50 might be similar to that Golf R or Evo getting 80 horse. Between the weight difference and the starting power difference, you really feel that power. Basically comes down to power to weight ratio. And also keep this in mind as well. I know I touched base on it, but I really think it needs to be spoken about a little bit more, is it really depends on your mods. So my results here, 6 to 7 mile per hour increase in third gear, that 1.5 second difference, you might not see that if you don't have comparable mods. Why? Because a phase 1 tune can be ran with either a car that's completely stock or a car like mine, which is like one mod away from being phase 2. If I had an intercooler, I would be phase 2 right now. I'm basically maxing out what a phase 1 tune would be, very close to that. I could have an intercooler and still run phase 1, but the point is I have a lot of bolt-ons that are pushing the phase 1 tune to the current power levels and what I'm at. You can have a 124 Spider, 124 Abarth, whatever, and just have an Axle-Back, which on these cars don't really do much. You're not going to see these results. You're going to see a power increase, by all means, you will, but it might not be what I'm seeing or what someone else is seeing that has comparable mods. So it really comes down to what mods you have on your car, because Eurocompulsion, as well as most tuners out there, they're going to dial in your tune according to your mods. So if you have more mods, they can make that tune a little more aggressive, run it safely, and extract some more power out of that. So now we went over completely stock, we went over phase 1 by Eurocompulsion with the bolt-ons on my car specifically. Into the future, most likely I'll be getting that intercooler going phase 2. We'll be doing this again, hopefully into the future even more, a bigger turbo. I have these baselines now. I have stock, I have phase 1. We're gonna keep going. So like I said earlier in the video, if you guys enjoyed this, please go ahead, hit that like button, share it if you would like. Don't forget to subscribe, and we're gonna be having more content both on my car and other cars. Website coming soon, giveaways coming soon. Comment below, let me know what you think of the video, how I put things together. Give me your input on the whole density, altitude, temperature. If you have your car tuned, if you're looking to get it tuned, let's talk cars. Catch you guys in the next video.